The music plays. We invite you to just relax, close your eyes, rest in the presence, and hold space.
Ganapataye namo namaha. Ganapataye namo namaha. Ganapataye namo namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Ganapataye namo namaha. 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 Omega Dantaya Vidmahi Vakrajundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Ganapataye Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignakara Dura Hamari. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Namo
Namaste.
Welcome.
Welcome to our weekly online satsang. That music that we start each week with is Gam Ganapataye, which is a chant to Ganesh, the elephant-headed chubby boy, who's a really sweet Hindu deity that removes obstacles from out of people's ways. So he's very friendly, very playful, and it's a very beautiful chant composed by our friend Angelica Schaefer. Angelica's healing music, spelled with a K, Angelica. She's done dozens of CDs of sacred music from all different traditions: Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi, Christian, and some others. So highly encourage you to check out Angelica, and we offer gratitude for her generosity in letting us use her music for our online presentations. Really appreciate that. Okay, here we are. What's the news? Any other process that we've offered, it has bits and pieces of them all. But it opens the door for a quantum shift in your consciousness and state of being. And a quantum shift is like instantaneous on all levels. We'll talk more about that when we get there. But this retreat will include open eye light meditations like we do on Monday night, only more intense, in person, eyeball to eyeball. Flowering heart blessings like we do here, but directly through the laying on of hands. And we're going to do a diamond heart light body activation, which is a very powerful activation of the divine within. We'll be using the Tibetan mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. You may know it as Om Mani Padme Hum, which is the Indian pronunciation. This is the Tibetan Om Mani Padme Hum. It's the mantra of Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, the first bodhisattva, and it's just very powerful. We'll be doing various meditations to raise Kundalini and clear the chakras, stuff that we're not doing online because it is so powerful. We want everybody together to do it, usually. Processes to clear thoughts and emotional charges and psychological programming, which requires more time and intensity than we can do in 60 minutes online. And they're very effective. We're going to be looking into quantum realization. Shared quantum is like instantaneous realization of divine union and touching into enlightened consciousness, etc., etc. But the capstone of it all is the
Healing of relationship processes.
well, that's in there.
Yeah.
But the capstone is the Diamond Heart Blessing Circle, which uses, it's 108 blessings, one after another, giving and receiving. You give 108, you receive 108. It's very, very powerful. And you just have to come check it out. We're giving you plenty of time. We had to clear it with the community. We had to make sure we weren't interfering with Super Bowl weekend. We all have our priorities. But there you have it, February 1st and 2nd, which will be Saturday and Sunday, the first 2 days of February. So that should be easy to remember. And there are details and information on our website at floweringheart.org. Oh my God, Mercury's been in retrograde. Last week we shared an article and quotes about coping with Mercury in retrograde, which is, visually it's an optical illusion. Mercury orbits, it has the fastest orbit around the sun of any of the planets. So it's going faster than we are. So we see it as it goes past us in the night sky. It's farther and farther and farther ahead of our orbit until it goes around the back of the sun, and then there's this optical illusion where it looks like it's going backward in the sky. That's Mercury in retrograde. But Mercury is the planet of communication. and also Hermes, and the divine aspect that has to do with clear communication and understanding, and also in our world, electronics. And so we were talking about it last week, and we got to the most powerful part of the intention blessings, and the whole house just went black. I mean, the power, we were in complete darkness. It did come back, but since then, all kinds of crazy stuff has been happening. And today I've been working on computer glitches that shouldn't be there from morning until just minutes before we came online to do this. I don't know how these changes got made to our website software. I'm not going to conjecture right now. But to correct it, I had to learn things that I shouldn't have to learn and go into settings within settings that really only an advanced IT practitioner should even fool with it. And it worked. Otherwise, it was going to be like 100 hours at least for me to restore our website. But it's there, it's running, it's just going to get better. And Milan says, I think I've lost audio. Well, if anyone else thinks you've lost audio, please let us know. According to all of my gadgets and devices, our web producer, studio software says the output is just right. So, but if anyone else, I hope you get yours back, Milan, and so great to see you out there. Thank you for your love and support, and ours is coming right back at you. Anything else? Well, okay then. You know the drill. It doesn't mean you're going to go along with it. But what we like in these satsangs, the online ones, and when people come to our in-house center here and hold satsang, is when people share questions that have arisen in their own spiritual practice and journey. And sometimes we just need, more clarity, more light, some inspiration to help us understand maybe a barrier we've hit or a plateau we feel we're stuck on, or just something that we'd like to understand more about spirituality or the spiritual journey. When you ask, it helps all of us because, well, all of our journeys are unique. If you try to follow someone else's path because they wrote a book, or I absolutely guarantee yours is going to follow a different course. But what it will be is somewhat parallel in some of the ups and downs and the challenges we all experience on the path of the awakening to higher states of consciousness. So when you share a question, it helps all of us. So while you're checking that inner voice, that still small voice, asking, is there anything I might, throw out there tonight that would catalyze the conversation? Please listen. And while we're waiting for that to happen, I'm going to share one of our articles and lists of quotes from inspiringquotes.com, one of my favorite little websites, where a group of authors writes brief articles about timely things usually. Sometimes it's funny stuff, sometimes it's historical. And then follow that with a list of quotes from influential people throughout history that shed light on that subject. So tonight our article is from Tony Donnell. Tony's an English writer of nonfiction and fiction living on the edge of the Amazon jungle. And that's always just enough to get me excited because we love South America and we love the Amazon. And the article that he's sharing with us and the quotes tonight are 14 quotes to inspire a minimalist lifestyle. Seems like a good thing to talk about going into the holidays. People are partying, spending money, buying stuff. So here's what Tony has to say. The concept of minimalism has been around in one form or another for a long time, albeit under various names: frugality, thriftiness, a Spartan lifestyle, and to different extremes. As far back as 450 BCE, Socrates was extolling the simple life, saying, quote, "The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less." Centuries later, after World War II, an entire artistic movement embraced minimalism, particularly in the visual arts, as a reaction against abstract expressionism and modernism. Interest in minimalism has emerged, one that focuses directly on the way we live. Proponents such as Marie Kondo, Joshua Fields Milburn, and Joshua Becker have written best-selling books and created popular websites focused on helping people live a more pared-down lifestyle, with the ultimate goal of improving quality of life, reducing stress, and being happier overall. Decluttering the home is a large part of the new minimalist process. No surprise, as recent research suggests the average home contains a whopping 300,000 items. But clutter is only one element. A minimalist lifestyle also has environmental and financial benefits as well as time savings. It means less time buying, less time consuming, less time tidying the house, and less time looking for car keys or the TV remote. The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for misplaced items, according to one study. 2.5 days!
Ours is probably more like 10.
Could be. A minimalist lifestyle, therefore, can offer many advantages, both practical and emotional. But if you're still not sure about throwing away half the stuff in your home, here are some quotes from minimalist advocates, both past and present. Here we go. "Do not trouble yourself much to get new things, whether clothes or friends. Turn the old, return to them. Things do not change, we change. Sell your clothes and keep your thoughts." Henry David Thoreau. "It is preoccupation with possession, more than anything else, that prevents men from living freely and nobly." Bertrand Russell. "Reduce the complexity of life by eliminating the needless wants of life, and the labors of life reduce themselves." Edwin Way Teal. "We go on multiplying our conveniences only to multiply our cares. We increase our possessions only to the enlargement of our anxieties." Anna Brackett. "Owning less is better than organizing more." Joshua Becker. And all those stacks of papers we're going through attest to that truth.
Yes.
If you want a golden rule that will fit everybody, this is it. Have nothing in your houses that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. William Morris. Minimalism is asking why before you buy. Francine J. The consumption society has made us feel that happiness lies in having things, and has failed to teach us the happiness of not having things. Elise Boulding. Keep only those things that speak to your heart. Then take the plunge and discard all the rest. By doing this, you can reset your life and embark on a new lifestyle. Marie Kondo. Minimalism is a tool to rid yourself of life's excess in favor of focusing on what's important so you can find happiness, fulfillment, and freedom. Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. Be a curator of your life. Slowly cut things out until you're left only with what you love, with what's necessary, with what makes you happy. Leo Babauta. Minimalism is really about reassessment of priorities. So you can remove unnecessary things from your life. Get rid of things like possessions, activities, and relationships that do not improve or bring value to your life. Jane Andrews. Buy less, choose well, make it last. Vivienne Westwood. More was never the answer. The answer, it turned out, was always less. Kate Flanders. Pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a big process of decluttering,
Yes.
minimizing. We had a family member that passed away last April, my sister, and she left us a library of books,
Boxes.
and papers and letters. Some of them are from 4 generations back, great-grandparents' love letters, and there are just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of documents. And not to mention, she was an artist, and so there's this art, and there are paintings and statues. So we're going through someone's whole lifetime and realizing, oh my God, this is quite a task, and we don't want to do that to our kids. So
Trying to avoid being cursed in this life and afterlife.
Yeah. I've done it before. At a certain point in my life, I was extremely affluent and successful, and I felt the call to become a third order Franciscan. Franciscans are known for holy poverty. And I saw the writing on the wall back, this was decades ago. I mean, this was in the 1980s. And I saw how enslaving all of these possessions were, and took the plunge and completely simplified my life to anything that wouldn't basically fit in my trunk, and moved into a hermitage out in the mountains. And it was one of the wisest things. I was a successful minister, and they were, in the 1980s, just heaping esteem and money on, and I went, this can't end well. So, and right after I let go of that and embraced that simple lifestyle, I began to see these leaders in religion falling from various things, but it's all summed up in basically one word: desire, or greed, or wanting more of whatever it is, more possessions, more esteem, more power. And okay, so that was incredibly liberating. Eventually, the divine called me back into a more active ministerial role in society, out of the hermitage and back into the world. It is amazing how fast all the stuff accumulated. I found myself with a library of like 12 bookcases, floor to ceiling, with probably thousands of volumes. And, you know, what are you going to do with that? And so much more. So it's embracing simplicity is one thing. Staying there and staying with it is also a discipline, and it's well worth it. Do you want to add anything to that?
No, just been a lot of dust.
Yeah.
It's feeling good though.
So, well, I got his sound back. Yay! All right, well, any questions to fuel this discussion? When I embraced simplicity, I was meditating on ideas like are so central to Buddhist teaching of the transience of all things. I mean, you can't hang on to your body or anything in this world. Eventually, we have to let go and move on. And I was exploring what it meant to actually embrace poverty, because usually we think of that as a very negative thing. As it turned out, what I learned as a Franciscan, because the Franciscans I kept meeting, they were living on these opulent estates, and people were constantly giving them lands and houses and cars and stuff. And it was safe to do so, and it just kept coming by grace because Franciscans own nothing. It's not that they don't have anything, it's that they possess nothing. See, it's possible to be a steward of the resources and the wealth of this world without claiming ownership and possession. That's the problem.
Right.
People want to control more and more. And, there are enough resources on this planet that there's no reason that anyone should go hungry a single day. There is enough food to feed everyone on this planet. And there are enough resources that everyone should have a basic roof over their head. And why isn't it happening? One word: greed. And if we could all just get the idea of stewardship, whatever God gives us, we don't own it. We're just being entrusted with it for a time. We are stewards of what belongs to the universe. The Native Americans, they keep saying to the white people who came, we can't sell you our land. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the Great Spirit. No one owns this land. The most we can do is be faithful stewards of taking care of it, which obviously we haven't been doing a great job so far. So, Robert Riester writes, you and I are simple men. I forget that sometimes. I love you. Yeah. Yeah, simplicity, it works. It works.
Yeah, people give us stuff all the time, religious icons and statues, and we've both been on the same page with this. We've been like, I'll get something down and I'll dust it and we'll go, do we need 50 Buddha statues? and if you want to keep this particular one, you get to dust it next time. So we've really been having fun, making decisions, and it's good when we're both on the same page and in a place where one isn't trying to hold on and the other one's, trying to let go, or vice versa. We're both at the point of just like, this is insanity. We really need to do this. So we've got the living room and the family room, both 90% done, I'd say.
So there was this young man, often called the rich young ruler. He was quite wealthy. And he came to Jesus and he said, what do I need to do? And Jesus said, well, you know the rules. Love the Lord, and don't steal, don't lie, don't cheat. Basically the 10 Commandments. And the guy, I swear, I think he lied to Christ or somehow voided his conscience, because he said to Christ, I have always kept these commandments all my life. Well, there's another scripture that said all people are liars. I mean, I don't know if any of us could claim that at some point in our lives we didn't tell a lie. But anyway, this guy, that was his lie. He said, I have kept all of the commandments. So Christ said, okay, only one more thing you need to do. Take all that you have, give it to the poor, and come and follow me. And the guy hung because he had so many possessions and so much. And it was after that that Christ said, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. It's not that it's, being rich is no sin, but see, that guy was attached to his wealth. He wasn't just a steward of it, or when God called, he would have said, sure, yeah, let me hang with you. It's all yours anyway. But he didn't see it that way. And one of the most famous pictures of Christ, it's the one that Paramahansa Yogananda of the Self-Realization Fellowship loves so much. It was painted by Heinrich Hoffmann, a German painter, that just radiates such tremendous compassion in his eyes. We usually just see the bust, which is a cutting taken out of a much larger canvas, which is the rich young ruler. The small piece that's cut out of it that most of us have seen is Christ at 33. But what the picture is of, if you see the whole painting, which is magnificent, it's a masterpiece, is the moment where the rich young ruler goes, I can't do that. And he hangs his head and he's starting to walk away. And Jesus looks over his shoulder at him with such heartfelt compassion because he understood the struggle. Anyway, so. Rob says, I have 4 boats and 6 outboard motors. Perhaps this sermon can help me. No need for a response. Yeah, I get it. Yes, I've learned after owning a number of boats over the years the truth of that statement, that the happiest day was the day I acquired them and the day I finally managed to sell them. But I know, it's a different deal with you. So, yeah. Any other questions? I've been throwing out my own. You guys, I know a lot of you guys, and I know gals have.
Well, it's about time to move on anyway.
Oh, Susanna's so right. Oh, good. All right. So that was that. We're going to move on to deeper intent blessings. Oh, please, if you're here, give us a heart or a thumbs up. If you're on Facebook Live, if you're on Vimeo, put I dropped in, because we actually go look, and we send you special hugs and blessings. Milan and Robert and Yekaterina. But go ahead. And just open your heart to the presence. You're always in the presence. In the divine presence, we live and move and have our being. Nothing exists outside of the presence of the divine. So all that religious teaching that went, oh, you're so far away from God, and there's a huge gulf separating you, sinner, from God, it's really bad teaching. Because there is no such thing as distance in spirit. Spirit is omnipresent. The divine spirit is everywhere, simultaneously, fully present. And it is pure, unconditional love. The divine loves you so much, we can't even wrap our minds around it, really. We're just trying to get a sense of what this love thing is and to integrate it into ourselves and our own lives. We love because God first loved us. And that love is so sweet and unconditional. The divine knows every crazy quirk about you. Everything you've ever done, everything you're doing now, and every silly thing you may do in the future, the divine knows and still loves you unconditionally, infinitely. This being is our parent, our source. How does a parent love a child? Well, human love is a faint reflection of the way in which we're loved by the divine source itself. It is all-powerful, all-knowing, and it yearns deeply to take you into its embrace and draw you into the center of your being, where the divine dwells within you. All of our suffering ultimately is the result of alienation, a sense of separation between us and God, between us and one another, between us and nature and the universe. When the truth is, everything is deeply and fully connected. When we open things, the pain of isolation and separation melts away. Fear melts away. And we're filled with peace. Peace. Bliss. Of us have tried all our lives, all of our lifetimes, to get back to that home, that center where we are one with God and with all that is. The truth is, it's a gift. It's not something we can achieve, but we can seek it. We can ask for it. We can knock at the door. And it is the divine's delight to draw us into the center. Just yield yourself to the presence. It knows what you need. You don't even need to ask right now. Just let go and allow the divine to draw you in, to dissolve all of the barriers to love in your life. And it will fill your heart with peace and joy, and overflow into your soul, into your mind, and your emotions, and your programming, and dissolve all that nonsense, and replace it with divinely inspired thoughts, feelings, ideas, and plans. Just allow and receive. It will shine out of your heart, through your mind and emotions, into your physical body, and heal dis-ease and pain. Receive the healing grace. Let it flood your body wherever there is suffering, pain, and disease. It will shine out into your relationships to bring healing. set your relationships right. Draw into your life healthy, life-giving relationships and free you from those unhealthy ones. And ultimately, it will turn you into a lighthouse of love and inspiration and peace for everyone around you. Just open your heart and let the divine awaken and transform you and shine through your being into the world. Imagine us sitting in a circle together with our eyes closed. Lift up your hands with your palms open, facing forward, and let us all invite the divine presence to pour the grace of the flowering heart blessing through each of us to all the rest in the circle as it flows back to us through all of them. Let us, for a few moments, picture the earth in the middle of our circle. Beautiful, translucent, blue, living planet, Gaia. Covered with 8 billion plus points of light we call human beings. So many of them are in pain. So many of them are filled with fear, anger, hatred. Let us take a strong intention together and ask the divine to flood the hearts of all of humanity with the grace of divine love that melts away the fear, melts away the anger, that there might be peace on earth. Now you could relax your hands somewhere in your lap. And when you're ready, open your eyes and begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me as we dive into the open eye light meditation. Mystics have called the eyes the windows of the soul. In this meditation, Suzanne and I are filled with oceans of light love, grace, peace. It pours through every fiber of our being to you, especially through our eyes. All you need to do is just keep looking. And the light, even if it's invisible to you, streams out through our eyes, in through your eyes, into your heart of hearts, to bring healing to your heart, to cause the fires of divine love and the light of awakening to burn brighter and brighter and brighter within you. Just keep looking and listen. Close your eyes now. Meditate with us for a few more moments as the grace settles within you. Now keep meditating as long as it feels nice to you. And or find a place nearby to lie down in Shavasana. That's to lie on your back in a comfortable place with your eyes closed and your arms loosely at your sides with your palms open, turned upward. And just let yourself dissolve in gratitude in the presence.
Much love, light, and blessings.
We love you all very much. Know that until we meet again, the divine in us beholds the divine in you. And we bow to you. Namaste.